Welcome to the Eye on Annapolis Local Business Spotlight. There are thousands of locally owned businesses in the area, some small and some large. Some you may know and others you don't. But one thing they all have in common is a great story, and we want to share it with you. Join us every Saturday as we talk to the founders, the owners, and the managers of local businesses you have come to know and love, and those you will come to know and love. Now here's your host, John Frenay, with this week's Local Business Spotlight.
Well, we're sitting across a conference table, a desk, or something to Ken Gent, who is the owner of Kona Ice here in Annapolis. I got to say, it's one of my favorite summer treats when you see the Kona Ice truck show up at an event or a fair, and even in your neighborhood sometimes. Right. You know, we wanted to talk about Kona Ice, which is a shaved ice truck.
Right.
And I guess it's the successor to the Roach Coach and the food trucks that have been here.
And it is very much so. First off, it's not a Kona Ice truck. It's a Kona Kev, which is a Kona entertainment vehicle. Oh. So that's what we call them, Kevs. It is a shaved ice truck, and it's not a snowball truck. It's a shaved ice.
Okay. What's the difference between shaved ice and snowball then?
The way the ice is cut. A snowball tends to be chunkier, whereas our ice is almost like snow, and so it serves a lot easier.
See, that's why I love doing this, because I always learn something.
Absolutely. Trust me, 4 years ago, I didn't know the difference. I didn't know a lot, but the history of Kona is pretty interesting. One, it's a franchise. Two, the guy who started it, Toady Lamb, out in Florence, Kentucky, talking about the ice cream truck. He took his family out when they were walking around, and the scary ice cream truck came up with all the stickers on it. And the guy puts his hand out this dark window, and takes their money, and then hands them a freezer burned ice cream sandwich.
Right.
And he's like,
I grew up on those.
We all do, yeah. But I can do this better. So he created the Kev, and it is a fishbowl. It is wide open. You stand in the truck, and everybody sees what you're doing. So there's no hidden window. The lights are on. All my drivers are engaged with the customers, and he grew it from Kev 1, the first truck, to now there are about, don't quote me, 15 to 1,600 different pieces of equipment and about over 800 franchisees across 3 countries and in 49 states.
Wow.
And the only state they're not in, go ahead, take a guess.
I'm going to go with Hawaii.
Nope. North Dakota is the only state. We're in Alaska, we're in Hawaii, and no one's bought the North Dakota franchise yet.
Sounds like an opportunity.
Not for me, but yes, I'm sure.
I've been to North Dakota. It's not pleasant in the winter.
I have a window about that big. Yeah. So there's a company that builds these trucks out. They're patent pending, or they're not patent. There's a patent on the truck. The flavor wave, which we can go out and look at, where the kids and everybody comes up to serve their shaved ice. That's created by Toady. There's a patent on it. Don't try to build another one. He'll come after you.
Well, first of all, a couple things with franchises. Sometimes I get pushback saying, well, why are you talking to franchises? Because they're just a corporate-owned thing here like this. I'm like, well, no, they're not.
No.
They're individually owned. Before we started recording, you told me you live over there on the Broadneck Peninsula.
Right.
And, your wife is originally from here. And so this is a true locally owned business.
Oh, it is. Yeah, absolutely. And we the advantage of a franchise is you have the support for marketing and the providing the trucks. And we have we call it Kona OS operating system that we do all our bookings in and that type of thing.
And again, I've often said that it's very much like if you were to advertise in a newspaper or a magazine, that's a marketing expense to you as a business person to be part of the Kona Ice family.
Yep.
Because they give you the brand. I mean, I can go anywhere except North Dakota.
Right.
and recognize what Kona Ice is. And because they have the patent pending and stuff like that, I mean, I know
not pending. It's a
the patent unpending.
Yeah.
Is I know that the ice that I get at your truck is going to be the same one that I get in Hawaii or Alaska or Maine or wherever.
And we have refillable cups, and we tell customers wherever you are, you can refill it at the $3 or $4 price, whatever each franchise does. So anywhere, we all of the franchise play together well. Because if we play in someone else's territory, there's a fine that provides incentive not to go there. It's $1,000. They in turn give it to charities. So we all, as franchisees, all work together really well. One, corporate wants us to, but two, we've got a real good group of people around here that we can bounce ideas off of and that type of thing.
Well, and again, like a franchise, I mean, say if you have just some huge event, and I don't know that the polar bear plunge would be, and that's a winter thing, but say if there was some just big giant thing like that, and you needed more trucks than you had, you could call another franchise owner and they could bring
Absolutely. We do that all the time. Yep.
Okay.
It works out really well.
Well, how many trucks do you have here in Annapolis? And I guess, and where is your area?
I have 4 Kevs. I have 1 kiosk, which is a small unit that I pull behind a pickup truck and then drop off, and it's a fully functional shaved ice truck. Our territory is from BWI, including driving out on BWI, all the way down to Harwood, to the bridge, minus Pasadena, Crofton, Gambrels, all of that area. So each truck gets you a coverage area of a population of 100,000.
Okay.
So if you look up there, that's my little map that I've drawn out that shows you basically where our territory is.
So pretty much it looks like Anne Arundel County, with the exception of the exception of Pasadena,
a little bit of Hanover's, yeah. So.
Wow, that's a pretty significant.
It is.
How do you operate? I mean, are these on routes? I mean, I don't hear the Kona truck ding, 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 ding through my neighborhood.
You must not have many kids because we do that sometimes. Yeah, the types of jobs we do vary. I mean, you want us out, we come out. We do package deals where it's so much for an hour, you get so many cups, and we serve you, and then they pay us. We do sell to the crowd events. For example, the Blue Angels we have a contract with the Naval
Down at the Naval Academy, sure.
And we'll sell to the public. So and then we do a lot of schools where their field days and 5th grade graduations and teacher appreciation, and then we give back to them either through a discount or a donation. Basically, it's a donation to them. We do a lot of sports events, a lot with Gork. The Gambrels Odenton Rec Council.
Horrible name for an organization.
Whoever doesn't know what Gork is, yes. And then we do a give back for them. We're at Fort Meade. We do the 4th of July event there. It's, you name it. I've done birthday parties. I've done funerals. I've done weddings. Right now it's getting crazy for schools because all the schools are doing field days.
Sure, they're getting ready to close it.
So
it sounds to me like it would be an ideal thing for just a fairly low cost employee perk.
Absolutely.
For a business. We're talking about a business that's maybe has. Hey, come on now, we've got shaved ice for the afternoon.
Into a construction company now that's looking to have us out. So yeah, so we love doing those. I mean, those are people that appreciate us. They appreciate the break, and the companies. It's good, good. They get good credit for it.
So you do. I mean, so you do essentially catering, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's in everything in my world is cup count. So how many cups have I sold? You bought so many cups, but we will sell you additional cups, but it is a catered event. Yes. Yeah, so,
okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about the trucks now. How does the shave ice work? I mean, I've seen them in there, and they're grinding it up or shaving,
not grinding. That's a snowball grinder. Yes, sir.
And do you have a marshmallow?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you like that? Personally,
I like all my flavors, but it's strange when you.
Yeah, I think that's.
I sell a lot of it. Matter of fact, I need to go get more of it this afternoon.
That's a Baltimore thing.
That's a Baltimore thing. The other Baltimore thing is egg custard. If you don't have egg custard on your truck and you're north of here, people are asking, what's the deal? And that's a long time Baltimore tradition. So in different regions of the country, there are flavors that are more popular than others.
Sure.
And so if Kona provides 99% of our flavors, but if there's something unique, we can get it from another supplier.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's cool. So, I mean, how does the truck work then? You roll up into a school.
You start out in the morning, you come in, all my drivers have a check sheet they go through. You ice the truck up, fill it with ice, fill it with juice, look at where your job is, and then head out. And then when they arrive, they confirm the contact and talk to them, and then we just start shaving. So it takes us 10 minutes on a slow day to be able to roll, whereas a food truck's got to show up, turn the grills on, and do all that stuff. We can show up and we're ready to
open the window and
yeah. And we also do we refer to them as hoods affectionately and pools. So between jobs, we'll drive through a neighborhood and sell. And we turn the music on.
Turn the music on.
And the drivers have to drive 3 miles an hour. Because if you don't drive 3 miles an hour, what happens is Johnny is sitting down there playing on his computer, and he hears it. And all of a sudden he's looking around. That's Kona. That's Kona. Where's mom? Where's mom? And he goes over and pulls on mom's like, come on, mom, mom, mom. And then if you're driving too fast, you've missed
them.
So I always, and my drivers, the first time they're like, there's no way you can drive 3 miles an hour. Trust me, if you don't, you'll miss them. So
yeah, it's funny talking about miles per hour. Somebody asked me, I found out, but if you go into the hospital parking garage, there's a sign, and I believe it says maximum speed like 4 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, that's sort of random. Why not 5 miles an hour? Why not, why have it at all? And it's basically to reset your brain.
Right.
It's to go there. 4.
Oh yes.
I better
pause it. Yeah, exactly.
I better slow down.
Exactly.
But so you said pick up ice here.
I make my own ice, and then we stock the trucks up, and we make the juice, the flavoring. It's from a concentrate, and we have a sugar base that we put in it. And then ours is not straight sugar. It includes what's called VitaBlend, which is vitamin fortified stevia. Or for flavoring, and we add that to it. So you'll see on the side of the trucks, it's nutritious and delicious because it's not just pure sugar.
It's not pure sugar,
and there's no allergy. None of our products carry any allergies. We have QR codes on the trucks if there's a parent that's concerned on is it peanut allergies or whatever. We're very careful about that.
Oh wow, okay, so you've got those resources right there on the truck for your drivers.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, the driver goes out, does a job. He collects the money, or we invoice the customer, and then they drive off and go to the next job. So
how do I find you when the urge hits?
Don't call me Friday afternoon at 5:00 and say, hey, can you come to my house? Sure, little guy.
I want a small one.
Where do you live? Wait a second, I got to talk to mom to find out where I live. Okay, so the best way is you can go to Kona Ice and find a Kona. And if you type in find a Kona on a browser, it always pops to the top. You put in your zip code, and then it'll come to me. If it's in my territory, it'll go to whoever else. So that's how they control it. Also, because we've been around, I bought the business from Chris O'Keefe, who'd had it for 10 years. There's customers know us. They've got our card, they've got our number, and that type of thing. But Kona does a good job of driving business to us through their marketing, through their advertising. And then if you want to find us, you just pull up Find a Kona and put in a zip code, and then those opportunities come to us. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So when you say the drivers, okay, so the people that are working for you, and I know you are an employer, a significant employer of young or old teens and young adults, I guess.
Yeah, my staff ranged from 15 to 66 last year. So
oh wow.
But the majority of them are college kids. I have staff in the off seasons because we still, before they get back from school and when they go away, we're still busy. But I had a staff of 11 last year, and that's just a matter of having people that can work when you want them to work, because it's not a 9-to-5 schedule, and I'm dealing with young people, which I love dearly, but sometimes it can be a challenge in trying to get them on a schedule. I do my very best to work with these young people and try to document. I have processes and procedures and try to follow them as closely as possible, especially when I'm training them, because once you've passed the probationary point, you become one of the penguins, and you get to wear the penguin hat, and we take your picture and we include that in our Christmas card every year. So yes. So I had never managed this many people in my life, and so the first year, 2021, was the summer after COVID.
Sure.
So before COVID, the trucks were closed. You couldn't use the Flavor Wave. You could go online and order a Kona. Kona did that for the franchisees to keep them alive. And then I bought the business at 21, and it just opened up. And as a new business owner, it's just amazing. I've never had so many people want to use I never had a business where people were knocking at the door to come use you. So
that's awesome.
And we did a little over 800 the first year, and we do well over 900 jobs a year. So we're moving. So we have
that's like 3 a day.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's I'd like it to be 7 a day, but we're working to grow the business.
That's crazy. Now, what's your background? Where did you come from, Ken?
I lived in Anne Arundel County my whole life. I grew up in Chestertown. I met an Anne Arundel County girl, and we've been here ever since.
You drank the water, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I got out of college. I got a job in an ice cream company. I was a territory rep for 3 years, and then I went into telecom, and I worked for Bell Atlantic and a couple of different companies over the years. And then the last 15 were myself and 2 other guys had a small business with about 10 employees, and we did commercial telephone systems.
Okay.
So
you've sort of come full circle.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I didn't drive a truck with the first job, but yeah, I did sell a treat that people like. So
that's pretty cool. Well, the folks that work for you, I mean, is a driver's license required? I mean,
the driver's license is required. You need to be on the high end of 18. You need to have at least 2 years of clean record. We send everyone's information up to the insurance provider, and they give us.
And they're the ones that check off on it, sure.
And then we, as you can imagine, most people haven't driven something like that, so we take them out multiple times until we're comfortable that they can drive it by themselves, because they're running by themselves. There's not rarely are there 2 people in a truck, so you're it. You're the driver, you're the shaver, you're the greeter, you're the money collector, all of the above. So.
Well, you mentioned that Kona during COVID, boy, there's an alliteration.
Yeah.
But had developed the ability to reach out to you and stuff like that. And is that an app?
Yeah, they had. I didn't know it at the time, but they, the franchise was. Yeah, they had 900 jobs scheduled, and then they went away. March 30th, they were going
like overnight.
Overnight, yeah. And so Kona corporate was smart enough to see we got to do something to keep these guys alive. And that's when they put this pay option where you can go online and order. You as a franchise say, I'm going to be in this area, this date. If you want us to come out, order a cup, and then they bring it out to them. So
and they just roll up and show up and QR code or whatever.
Exactly. Yep.
Also, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that kept a lot of franchises alive. I was fortunate that I got in the next year, and it was like.
And how does that work? I mean, I'm assuming that they act as a sort of a central bank. They collect it and then send it off to
you. Through that app, but everything else is direct. You're not. A lot of franchises are based off of revenue. They take a percentage of everything you bring in, and then there are ones that are a flat fee, and Kona is a flat fee. So
again, that's really nice. Can you know
I know what my expenses are for the year, yes,
and you know where you cover it for the month and everything else there.
Yeah.
I mean, I jokingly used to say that I would love to be in the ice cream business because. At the time, it was a cash-only business, which I'm assuming you're probably not a cash-only business at this point.
No, it's like a 70-30 split now between credit card and cash.
30% being cash? Yeah. What do you take for payment? I mean, is it just...
we do Visa. We take credit cards. We take checks. We do...
Venmos and all that?
We don't... we use Square, the Square credit card processing for all our stuff. And then... if we send you an invoice through QuickBooks. So,
okay.
I take money anyway, just so you pay us.
True. I hear you. But, I always thought it would be a great business because at the time it was cash only.
Right.
And don't listen, IRS. Not that I would hide anything like that, but...
you better not. They'll find you.
Yeah. But that it was such a happy business. I mean, nobody goes to... And I'll extend this out to ice cream parlors,
right.
To Swenson's or to Friendly's or something like that. And... is miserable.
Right.
To use a meme of this generation, there's not a lot of Karens that are going to
right.
The ice cream truck. And I mean, that's going to be rewarding for a business owner and for people that are working it there's nothing worse than being, and I've seen some nasty stuff go down in stores where you've got a young person, maybe it's their first job or something like that. And they're just, this kid has no idea how to handle it. And the customer was not always right.
Right, yeah.
But I imagine you don't get a lot of that here. A spilled cup, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they all my drivers. We have online training. We have in the truck training, so they know what they're doing. And we were talking earlier. This is the first job I've ever had where every one of my customers smiles. And if you're a little kid and you come to the truck and you're not smiling, I don't give you your Kona until you.
So you do.
And they're like, whatever. Yes. We were at Archbishop Spalding yesterday. I was dealing with high schoolers, and and I had a lot of fun with them. So.
Yeah, it was funny. My kid was at Edgewater, Central Elementary over in Edgewater.
Okay.
And when she got off the bus one time, there was a principal who was there. It was fantastic. His name was Rocco Ferretti. Actually, he lives up in Severna Park. And he would stand outside the bus, and any kid that wasn't smiling for the start of the day, he said, "Get back on that bus." and he would literally turn them off and stop, make them get back on, sit on there. And then he said, "You can come off again, but you better."
Right, yeah. So, and it's all about the experience, because we're handing you a cup of shaved ice, and then you're going to what's referred to as the flavor wave, and you're pouring your own flavors. So you're in charge. So they can only pour so much in the cup. You occasionally have to look out the window to make sure it's not flowing over the side. But
I did that when I'm filling my car. I make sure that it's
exactly. Yeah, you don't want to have your car or a Kona Ice. Yeah. So,
well, what's your most popular flavor? And
okay,
I think I know.
Okay,
cherry.
The most favorite flavor is when I'm in a truck. All joking aside, I look back and see what I had the most of, and I tell them that's my favorite flavor because I don't have to replace that jug. But all kidding aside, Tiger's
Okay, so which one don't you have which one do you always run out of the first?
Tiger's Blood.
Cherry.
Tiger's no. See, you're an adult. You're asking what Tiger's Blood is. If you're a kid, you don't care. You just want Tiger's.
The last Tiger's Blood I thought was
it's coconut and strawberry. It's coconut and strawberry. Yeah, and that's the probably the most popular flavor. And then it goes down the line, pina colada and lavender lemonade, and every little kid wants to make a rainbow, so you let them. I've got every color of the spectrum on the truck, so they can do whatever they want. So.
Does that taste good when you're done with that?
That's referred to as a marsh now when they pour all the flavors. When you and I were kids, there was another name for it, but you can't say that anymore. Right. And I tell them, you're not going to like it, and they got to learn the hard way. So it's no attempting to touch all those little levers and pour as much in.
Yeah, I attended bar a long, long time ago, and when the movie with Tom Cruise came out called Cocktail,
oh yeah,
there was, I can't remember the name of it, but there was some fake drink that they made in that, and everybody came into my bar afterwards just to impress their girls. Like, I'll take one of those things, and I'm like, and we had this whole shtick down, and he said, okay, first of all, and this is going way back in the 90s, it's like, first of all, it's $12, which was unheard of for a drink at that point.
Right.
Okay, are you good with that? Okay, good. Okay, now there's no take back. You need to pay for it. and then we would sit there and we call them out and we say, well, which type of Midori do you want in that? And now I've challenged their masculinity maybe in front of their woman. And so then they go for it, and then we just put all sorts of crud.
Yeah, that's whatever you're trying to get rid of.
A little Midori, a little anisette. We'll do some more, and put orange juice in milk.
Right.
Here you go.
Right.
And they always would sip it, and they have that look like, okay, I'm going to vomit. But then they go, good.
I'm glad you like it because I never drink it.
I'm like, you're nuts, but so you'll have kids that'll do it, and you tell them you don't like it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, we're the county fair is a great event. That's a week-long event with families and kids,
right,
and that type of thing.
Right. Now, is Kona Ice a year-round type? I mean, I know that you said. I mean, obviously, the operation has to continue. Where you don't shut down and say, "Okay, we'll see you in the spring." I mean, there's maintenance, I'm sure, on the vehicles and the equipment and training and everything else that on.
Absolutely. I mean, I bought this business so I could have my winters off. I learned very quickly my winters are off a little bit, but there's still a lot of work. I mean, you work a lot of long hours. Because you're it. If something's gone wrong, you're the one that's responsible. If you got to run ice, you got to get juice, whatever. And then I create a list of things I need to do. And usually it's about 2.5 pages, and that's what I do in the off season.
And you just work off it.
And sometimes I don't start till March, but usually you start on the list.
A lot of people, when they look at business, they don't understand the pressures that business owners are under. Okay, now Kona Ice is a very small business. Right. I mean, it's as I am, but when you get into the point where you are responsible for putting food on somebody's table, that's pretty heady stuff.
Yep.
When the S hits the fan, the guy driving the truck, unless it's you, that's not his problem.
Right.
The transmission blows.
Right.
Well, who's going to fix that? That's going to come over here to Ken.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's got to write that check. He's got to figure out how to service that client that he promised he was going to be there. that's people don't appreciate small businesses as much as they should.
Yeah, they come up and you charge them for a cup and like, that's outrageous. I'm like, it can't cost you that much. I'm like, you don't really want to see what all this cost me. Yeah, so
You have no idea what goes into it.
yes, exactly.
I mean, I saw a funny, I don't know if it was a meme or not, but it said, you're not paying me for, fixing the washer. You're paying me for the 30 years it took me to learn how to fix the washer and fix it in 10 minutes, which really makes all sorts of sense.
Yeah.
Some of the fast food places have like these hidden menus. Is there any kind of hidden menu with?
There's no Easter eggs in you can't. There's nothing special. We lay it all out on the line. So,
all right. What's your favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor is probably egg custard. I never knew anything about egg custard till I started in this business, and it's a good go-to. There's a pina colada is always good. I tell the drivers when you're in your truck and you got spare time, take a cup and sample them all so people know, ask you, what's this one taste like or what that one tastes like. So we have 10 basic flavors, and then we have probably another 12 to 18 what we call hand pour bottles where we'll pour the flavor on.
How long can a truck last? I mean, not as far as on the road, but I mean, as far as they leave in the morning.
Right. They run off of batteries. So,
well, no, I meant more like serving. I mean, how much inventory is carried, I guess, on the Kev?
The answer is it depends. They always have a full set of flavors and backups, and then we can put a lot of ice in the trucks, and they can stay out all day. So it's no one leaves here unless the center bin is full, because you may only have a 25-cup job. But between there and there, you're going to get stopped by people, and they're going to want, so I make sure they have enough. Matter of fact, when they start driving, I tell them somebody is going to come up behind you and lay into their horn and flash their lights, and you think you're doing something wrong, so you will pull over. They will pull over because they want to.
They want a Kona.
First time it happened to me, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But yeah, so they
and if we do see you driving 3 miles an hour,
yes, you wave me down at any speed. Yeah, we do our best to stop. So.
Now explain this. Okay, you said that with a crushed ice is more of like a ground type of thing. Now shaved ice, you've actually got a blade that.
Yeah, there's a circular blade and
it's like an
ice shaver. There's a couple of brands of ice shavers we use, but and it just shaves the ice. I can show you a blade later.
That's like a Euro, isn't it? I guess
yeah. Well, actually, it's a base that spins, and then the blade sits on a rack, and then the ice gets slung against that, and then comes out.
And you start with a big old block of ice.
Nope, it's not that type of shaved ice. It's not shave ice, which is the Hawaiian thing. Or some people do that. Ours is they're cubes, but the way they're cut makes them shave.
Okay, and they go through the blade, and it gets it into the
fine, snowy, very fine texture to it.
Okay, so you've had a couple of careers. Is this the most enjoyable?
Absolutely. My wife laughs at me because I was at a point with my other job. It was time to do something different. I wanted to goof off for a year, and she said, "No, you're not." And I said, "Okay, fine." And I bought Kona Ice. And I run around like a crazy man, but at the end of the night, I smile. So, and it's fine that sometimes it's because I've had a couple of beers to get over the day, but for the most part, I love it. I mean, I get to work with people. I'm a people person. Okay. And the people I hire, I make sure they're people person because, it's all about the customer experience, and it's just a lot of fun. So.
It sounds like you don't go home and kick the cat very often.
No.
It is a very happy business, and I envy you to be able to do something like that, where there's not very few bumps in the road.
Right.
The ones that are there are mostly operational and.
Right, exactly. And if you want to get into this business, understand it is not a 9-to-5 job. So it is a 7-day-a-week job, from 8 in the morning till 10 at night, depending upon what's going on. So.
And then it slows down a little bit in the winter.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of work. It's very rewarding. I mean, there's a lot of pieces to it. You're keeping vehicles straight. You're keeping inventory straight. You're booking jobs. You're delivering the product. And there's a lot of pieces to it.
What type of job do you prefer to do, Ken? As opposed, I mean, we've talked about field days at schools. Right. We've talked about festivals. We've talked about corporate things. You mentioned weddings,
right.
Which could be dangerous with white dressing.
Yeah,
white dresses.
Well, but it doesn't stain clothes. Okay, it'll look like it's stained, but it washes out. So yeah,
Does it?
yes, absolutely.
Good to know.
Yeah, and then we also have dye-free if you really want to go to the extreme.
There you go.
Dye-free, sugar-free, all of the above. Yes.
But what is your favorite type of event? You as a business owner, what one?
My favorite event is the Blue Angels when there is a line from where my truck is to almost the seawall, and it doesn't stop until the show is over. And we're cranking the last year, people weren't waiting longer than 15 minutes. So it is nonstop. I love working with the schools and the kids. I mean, because kids are great. I mean, they're so entertaining. I like it to be busy. If it's not busy, it's very boring. And then I'm sitting around thinking about the business and looking in the truck to see what we can work. But a long line, I'm a happy person.
Well, your days go fast too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like boom, next, boom, next, boom, next.
Yeah. And I've got a couple of, all of my employees, but a couple in particular are very good about going out and finding the sports park and where the neighborhood that will produce well in the pool and know when they get to the pool and that type of
Well, neighborhoods are funny because they do go through cycles too. I mean, you look at, we moved into this neighborhood because they had so many great little kids.
Oh.
Well, those great little kids are 30 now.
Yeah.
And now we're just a bunch of old people.
Yeah, we moved in our neighborhood. We were the young people. Now we're the old people. Yeah. Yeah. So
what else don't we know about Kona Ice?
I think we reached out to you because of the chill out day. Kona Ice is all about giving back. Okay. So, and through donations, I mean, we've given $131 million since its inception. Kona Ice has.
Wow.
My numbers, I was pulling those up. We were talking, I'm about 15K since I've been in the business and give backs.
Wait a minute. You've been in business since 2021.
Yeah.
3 years.
Right.
Wow.
So, and that's good because, it's all about giving back to the community. The chill out day is a lot of fun because that's equivalent to, there's another product that does something on the 1st of March we won't mention. It does like a free ice cream. So ours is taxes are over, relax, have a Kona Ice. So I was over at an accounting firm and set up the truck and just handed out Kona Ices for a couple hours. It was a good give.
Yeah, but the account the day after tax day, man. You know, put a little Valium in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not charging you because I know you might not have any money right now. I'll talk to you in May. Yeah. So,
that's impressive. 15 grand over,
so
just
try to
3 years.
Yep. So, and that's where Kona Ice separates itself from a lot of other people is the give backs and the community stuff and that type of stuff. So,
well, it's nice because you are actually part of the community in any number of ways. Okay. I mean, you live your kids have gone through school here. Yep. You now own a business here. You sell to the people that live in Anne Arundel County, and you are a fabric, right? The fabric of the community.
Everybody knows Kona Ken now. Okay. I'm always wearing logo gear and they know me. And little kids at my local coffee shop know who I am. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Probably makes you feel good too.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm smiling. Talk to me in mid-May when I'm running here like a crazy man. I won't be smiling, but I'll still be happy. So yeah.
Fair enough. Ken, I want to thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on what you're doing to the community, what you're giving back to the community, the success of Kona Ice. I can't wait to see it. I know we've got a lot of festivals that come through the area year after year after year, and you're a staple of it. Yep. So we're always looking forward to that. Part of it, so. Kona-ice.com is the website. Correct. You can put in the zip code, find out. They'll get right over to you. You can go to Kona Ice of Annapolis on Facebook as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's another good way to get in touch specifically with Kona Ken.
With Kona Ken, yep, and team. So,
and just thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And I can't wait to get my first Kona Ice of the season, I guess.
Well, we'll get one now. I wouldn't let you leave without one. So,
thanks for listening to this week's Local Business Spotlight. Please make sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net for all your local news, events, and opinion. And in case you haven't already, please subscribe to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, where we bring you all the day's local news direct to your phone, tablet, or computer in about 10 minutes. It comes to you at 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday, and you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.